Hi everyone, I'm Siddharth Tyagi, and today I'm going to be talking about LLMs-based approach for holistic analysis of disparate data types. Nowadays, large volumes of data are being generated, including structured data like IMDb datasets and unstructured data like images and videos. Traditional data models are designed to analyze only one single data type. The main drawback is that they cannot holistically analyze different their data types to generate meaningful insights. Recently, LLMs have become very popular because of their ability to analyze multimodal data. So, in this work, we study the capabilities and limitations of LLMs for structured data and video analysis individually to move towards holistic analysis. Our objective is to compare open source LLMs for structured data analysis and video analysis. We evaluate their performance using traditional datasets like IMDb and also analyze how well they identify situations in videos. This helps us understand where LLMs perform well and where they will struggle. We observed a few key limitations of LLMs. Input size is limited by tokens, GPU memory limits how much data can be processed, and processing power affects runtime. For example, in video analysis, we could only process 420 frames in a single batch. Similarly, for structured data, we processed about 5,000 rows in one batch. These limitations impact large scale holistic analysis. I'll quickly go over the life cycle of holistical data analysis. This life cycle shows how we model data and natural language objectives, analyze them using LLMs or traditional approaches, and then generate insights, knowledge discovery, and visualization. This enables continuous holistic analysis across different data types. Moving over to structured data analysis, this is something that I personally worked on. We used the IMDb dataset with around 95,000 rows and designed 18 questions ranging from easy to hard. Our goal was to compare human written SQL queries with LLM generated outputs. Before showing the results, here are some of the example questions we asked. These range from easy, medium, and hard, and also extra hard questions. Now I'll show one of the hardest queries, query 3. Query 3 asks for top 5 actors with the most movies. Here we compare outputs from MySQL, Gemini, and ChatGPT. We observe that LLM outputs vary and differ from the human written query. This shows that LLMs perform well for simple queries but become inconsistent for complex queries. Overall, LLM outputs vary based on query complexity.
Moving on from structured data and looking at unstructured data, our goal is to analyze to what extent LLMs are currently capable of identifying and analyzing complex and interesting video situations with human activities. Here we can see a situation where two people are crossing each other in a parking lot. Here is another situation where a person is stealing a mug. For a baseline, we can look at Video Scope, which is a system developed here in ITLab, for which the framework is shown. Using continuous queries and graphs, we're able to detect situations like ones shown before, and we're even able to process videos up to 1 to 2 hours long. Coming back to our experiments, we used Gemma's 4 billion parameter model running on Stampede system with an H100 GPU having 80 GB VRAM. We ran 2 experiments with the video shown before, in which the situation happening is 2 people crossing each other. We tested it using 2 prompts, one where we asked the model to describe the situation and another one where we gave a list containing some ground truth labels and some other situation labels. We asked the model to select the label from that list. We see a few rows from our output here. Both experiments were started with 30 frames and then we ran the experiment in increments of 30 frames. So we did the first 30 frames of the video, then the first 60 frames of the video, first 90 frames, and so on, that you can see listed here in the number of frames column. In both experiments, for lesser frames, we notice that the model is accurate, as we can see here with 90 frames, giving the correct output. However, with more frames, the model starts to lose accuracy and doesn't identify the action correctly. Like we can see the model fail to recognize people crossing for 240 frames. From 270 frames, the model starts to give gibberish output up to a maximum of 420 frames that we were able to feed from the video in a single batch on the H100 GPU. In conclusion, we observed that for structured data, LLM outputs vary by query type, accurate for small queries but inconsistent for complex nested queries. For videos, the models work well initially but hit a threshold after which the accuracy reduces and it starts outputting gibberish after a point. This research raises several questions that need to be explored further, such as how LLMs process data, why and how they produce different outputs, why LLMs produce gibberish or incorrect answers, and how to improve the generated output for both structured and unstructured data. The key takeaway is that while LLMs are promising, they are still in their infancy for processing larger volumes and a variety of data for holistic analysis. Thank you.